when you come and sit down in front of your notes or a piece of paper, what do you do? Because I'm trying to understand whether you think there's a silver bullet strategy for revision. Because personally, when I was studying at Cambridge, my revision strategy was pretty simple. It was make a load of essay plans, learn them really well, and then do practice questions. And that pretty much allowed me to get a first class. But I'd imagine in medicine, it's perhaps a little bit more complex. There's a lot going on. There's anatomy, there's all different types of subjects that I don't know. So, what do you do when you come and sit at your desk? What's your strategy?
Yeah, honestly, it was pretty similar. So in first and second year, the way that our exams worked was we'd have essay papers and then multiple choice question papers. It'd be kind of a balance between the two. So I'd say for the essay papers, it was just about doing as many essay plans as possible and then kind of memorizing those essay plans. And for me, I found that if I did an essay plan on a subject, that would then allow me to have the understanding of that topic. So I'd then be able to answer the multiple choice questions on it by default. So a lot of people kind of like to use Anki or something, but that never really worked for me because I think I preferred to learn it as a concept so that I'd keep the understanding of kind of the higher level concepts there rather than just memorizing individual facts. So I think that worked pretty well for me, just doing a lot of essay plans. And then for third year, which was when I feel I kind of did the best, that's when we did, we get to pick a different subject for a year. So at Cambridge and Oxford and some other medical schools, you do an integrated bachelor's degree in your third year, where you get to go quite in depth into a subject, do a dissertation on it. And for that, it was 100% essays. So that was when I did kind of just essay plans. And in order to be able to get into a position of writing those, I spent most of the year reading around all of my lectures. So I'd do the lecture and then I'd spend a few hours after it going and reading what the different references that the lecturers would put into the slides were, and making sure that I kind of came up with a few of my own thoughts on them or read a bit around the context of them, added that to my notes, and then I'd be able to make an essay plan on it. So I think essay plans were really, really helpful for all of the first 3 years.
Hmm. That's really interesting. And I'm really glad you said that. And I'm also very glad you said the word Anki, because I have a lot to say about Anki. So,
Yes.
in my view, taking a step back, I think there are two fundamental ways you can revise. Number one is the Anki model, which is leveraging the concepts of spaced repetition and active recall, as you know. Learn a load of flashcards, dump as much information as you can in your brain, and hope that something sticks. Or there's another theory of memorization or revision, which is, I don't have a term for it, but I'm going to call it the web model or the Gestalt model, which is where you, in your mind, work out the 50 to 100 conceivable topics that could come up. So the universe of topics that could come up in your examination, and write essay plans on them. And what you'll find is, as you know this well yourself, that the more essay plans you write, the more interconnected some of the topics seem with each other. And so you can really start to form this big web or this big picture of knowledge in your head. And the web model is something that I use at university. I was never the sort of person that wanted to create flashcards on all my lectures and memorize them off by heart because it just felt a bit trivial and pointless for the
Yeah.
final exam. And I think the one thing, as you know, that is really important at Cambridge is being able to understand how things link together. And as you know, when you're writing essay plans, you are able to form a more complete picture of the concepts. And I don't want to bash the Yankee users because it just depends on what type of person you are. My brother and his best mate at uni treated Anki as a religion. They would honestly wake up every day and made sure they did their 100, 200 reviews. And if they didn't, then their life was over. But I wasn't into that. I was more into the web model of exams. So that's really interesting. It's nice to hear that your strategy perhaps isn't what people think. And it's something that is relatable and also pretty achievable as well.